Can you hear me?
I
Welcome
can.
to a stream. Classic old creation dream stream. Make sure you put
Yeah, sure.
the actual video down. But yeah, we have some guests today. I'm here with my good friends Spradla and Bad Dreams, who some of you know from the server. Welcome to the stream.
Hello. Thank you.
Hi.
They'll be here and just joining for some creating and talking about everything that's going on and helping with the chat a little bit. And yeah, so I hope all of you guys are all right. I'm happy to be back for a Classic Dream stream. Oh, we're 20 people already.
Wow.
Hey Bison, hey Topaz. Welcome everybody. I hope you all are
How's
well.
everybody doing?
Hey Thomas, good to see you. Another one who has actually been in the server very early on. Pierogi as well, good to see all of you guys. Crazillo.
Wow.
Happy to see all of you. Yeah, it's been a dream of bad dreams to join the stream one day, and with Spradla I'm creating a lot together anyways.
Yeah, it's
I'm
good to
I'm
be
very
here.
happy. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here. We went to say the same thing at the same time, which is gonna happen, but yeah, very lovely. Thank you for having me.
All right. So today we're just gonna create a little bit, and then also go ahead and create something and just talk about the situation. So feel free to join in. And yeah, let us know your thoughts about everything, and just hope you enjoy some creating as well. It's been a while.
It's actually been a dream of mine for you to do a dream stream for a while, so just in general. So this is doubly wonderful.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what you create today.
And Pierogi, same actually. I don't hear the in-game sound anymore. Let's see.
It's probably my fault. Somehow.
It always is.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Now you hear it, right?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
It's a bit loud now.
Which I guess I should have got it anyway. Like, I don't know why I'm just now hearing it.
Okay, can you guys confirm if you hear it? Okay, nice. I just
Okay,
have the classic tapes that we got in the creation streams. And yeah, it's actually been half a year almost, or even more, since we did the last dream stream, so
Wow.
happy to be back as well.
Time really flies, huh?
Big fan of your work, thank you so much. So yeah, let's get started. I want to create something very dreamy, very dreams-esque.
Sounds fitting.
And yeah, maybe let's start about how do you two feel about the current situation? How did you take it in?
I'm devastated. Like it's like an existential crisis for me. Like I don't know how are you guys taking it?
I wouldn't say I take it that badly, but of course it's sad to hear the news that it's not gonna be continued. But I mean, the game will still be there. We can still create and enjoy it.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
kind of
we can
where I'm
adapt
at
to it.
now, as well. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's what we all need to remember now. In a way, we're all very sad and heartbroken, I think, especially all those people who really were with Dreams for a long while. But, you know, those of us who love it as a tool, we can still use it in the same way as it is. You know, Dreams already very incredible the way it is, and that's not going to change really.
No.
And yeah, as
See,
people
I've
are
never
now,
been really into it for that anyway. So it's never been like, oh, I'm gonna get famous with this. It allows me to express myself. So that's, I think, the big takeaway is you can still do that.
by the way, now as the people are coming into the chat and expressing their thoughts, you can maybe read it out as well while I keep creating.
Perigre said, on lots of thoughts, none of them horrible and some of them positive, but just too many thoughts. I think we can all kind of feel that one. Eddie Anderson says, hey Saku, how long are you planning to stream today?
We will see how it goes. The plan is something 2 hours, maybe 3 if it goes well. If we're having fun and it's not too exhausting. Spradla is also a bit sick, so...
Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit with my voice. Recently had a cold.
But yeah, there's lots of chatting already going on. I'm happy to see all of you.
Oh wow. People are just pouring in. This is kind of overwhelming. Crazilla, I am sad about all the untapped potential, but I've started learning other tools a while ago because Dream stuff was always locked to the console and Dream servers only. I think that's a very good point. A lot of us kind of hope for that export feature, and it's just not ever going to happen now. And that's the events and updates and other things are going away. Dreams isn't going anywhere, hopefully. That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah, the question is how long will the server still be up? How long can we still create as a community? So the plan of the scene, to explain it to you guys here, is it's basically like a little kid here. It's looking inside of a box and it's finding all the shapes and colors and stuff that's coming out of there, and that represents dreams, I think. Gives us this childlike feel of creating something and having that joy, and then I try and create a really cool art scene in the background here, where all of the joy is coming out from that kid looking at things in this box here.
Very appropriate. Very, very appropriate, I think. Alex H, they're making a server. I may have already lost track of chat here, but yeah, they're changing servers.
I knew it's gonna be a lot. Sorry if we miss any,
yeah,
but
sorry, man, if I can't keep up with all of it, but I'll try. Dictator game. To be honest, I knew this was going to be the end early on. On the third year of the fandom and popularity of the game started to dwindle. So, while I'm sad to witness its last moments, I'm also in peace with myself. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Glad to hear that.
I think it's very important for those of us where it meant a lot to get some kind of peace with the situation and what's happening, and it's very hard because especially for those people who've worked on projects for many hours, some even for the multiplayer, and it obviously really hurts, and for those of us who really believed in the potential as well, it's very sad in that way.
Dictator says, fortunately, I started to learn about Ableton, and now I'm decently good at it, but still Dreams was the optimal workflow for me, so I'll probably not be able to work as easily. I'll get good with time, though.
You have any thoughts, Prala, to this?
Well, I'm guessing it depends on what kind of idea people had with this program to begin with. Like, a lot of people try to maybe use Dreams for professional purposes, but for me personally, it was always about being a fun hobby. And even though they discontinued the live services, it's still gonna be available to use, for now at least. So I'm just gonna keep positive for now.
That's what you're good at.
That's why we love our Sprudla. She's always very positive and light-hearted about things.
she definitely. I thought we were really positive and overly like making people sick positive at times. Like, but then I met Spratla, and she's like keeping us on our toes, dude. Like, we got to keep an eye on her because she might like turn into light and just fly into the sky at some point.
Not exaggerated at all.
I would agree. Alright, so here I'm just doing some kind of lights flying out of that box in a way, and with that stream that's coming here, I kind of want to split the picture almost in a dark and a light kind of scene. Not sure how I'm going to pull this off yet, but we will see.
Throwing down that contrast. If you don't have fun, what's the point? That's exactly true, Big Mofo. Good to see you here, buddy. Good to see you here, Craze.
It's definitely about the fun in the first place. I also understand those people who really wanted to make a living out of it in a way, because obviously, you know, when you're starting on something, you might not start with that intention, but eventually it grows into you having so much fun with the thing. You're realizing others may be doing it, so why not also reach something with it in a way? Because, you know, after all, I guess a lot of us are seeking for that kind of thing, having a job where you actually have fun with what you are fulfilled with. And I think, yeah, so I understand those people who were dreaming about that in a way as well.
Especially something that's your favorite thing to do. I mean, to get a job doing that on the exact platform that you want and everything, that's pretty lofty to begin with as an expectation. But I see how people kind of got there. With like constant TLC updates and the 10-year plan talk, and we thought we had so much time. Yeah. And I think had we been a little bit more realistic from the beginning, maybe we might have. I'm only speaking for myself, but I might have not wasted as much time.
I wouldn't say it's wasted. Yeah.
I mean, we can still, even if people are. If people want to become professional artists and game developers, I think it's still a good place to start. You can learn the basic in Dreams and move on to other programs later.
Oh, I should probably clarify. Like, I don't actually think like any of my time in Dreams was a waste of time. I mean, like having that goal of like, I'm gonna roll this into like a gaming career at some point. Like, I should have maybe been more realistic about that from the beginning with myself, because I still would like to roll this into a design career at some point, using Dreams as like mock-up tools, which I'm sure it's totally fine to do, right? I mean, is that against policy or anything to do with that? I've seen Media Molecule themselves do that. I honestly don't know the like policies and stuff, but yeah. I'd miss none of the 3 years either. Chrysilos says.
No, I think it's given us, in general, for everybody who's used Dreams, a lot of hours, just like we did. Everybody gains some sort of experience from it anyways. And a lot of us have also made very great friends with it. And I think experience and making friends is never really a waste, and especially because, you know, it made us grow in so many ways, probably, a lot of us.
Well, that's what I kind of keep in my mind is, look at this community that's still here, and look at how many, like, how much networking I've done over the past 3.5, 4 years is ridiculous. Like, I've never met that many people before online, like, ever. Kind of just kept to myself and would post here and there, but yeah, like, we've made a lot of friends, and Saku's community is like basically my home. I live there.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the server was really one of the best decisions from last year, where, you know, it's just 1 year now, it feels like it's been forever. But the server was really one of those points where we came together, where we talked about so many things, and we really became friends, and that was also a turning point for me in a way.
And it kind of makes you realize it's more than just software, and it's not the end. That's why it doesn't feel like any other game like shutting down. Like if they shut the servers down for, I don't know, something I really love. Let me try to think. Like FTL or something like that. Like I wouldn't be this devastated, because I know at a certain point now we have a clock on us. You know what I mean? Like at some point those servers are going to have to shut down, and hopefully by then we're really good with emulation. But even then, I don't see. I mean, you would be emulating the vanilla version, so you wouldn't have any of the TLC or anything. So that would be rough. Saku, is the Joy of Dreaming series coming back? Angel Maker wants to know.
This is the comeback.
Yeah.
I don't know how often I can manage to do it, because there's so many other things in life as well. But yeah, I will always personally, I will always create in dreams in many ways, for personal work as well as professional work, and just for fun as well.
It's just too darn fun.
Yeah, it's too much fun. Like, also, I was just gonna mention, we're here creating rocks once again. I think rocks is always one of those nice examples of dreams where, you know, it shows how intuitive it is. You're basically just carving, especially with the move controllers. It's like you're doing it with your own hands in front of you almost.
Oh God, yes. Thank you for turning me on to the moves and saying, dude, you gotta get these. Like, I was so reluctant about it, like learning a new mode of control, because you know, you get used to that dual shock, and those moves are pretty different, especially with those twists, those hidden twist commands and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. Look how fast you're moving with this. Your dick.
Also, what is you guys in the chat now? What is you guys' approach to how you continue now? Are you still gonna use streams? Are you still creating on your projects, or are you now moving on, or feeling like you don't wanna anymore? Maybe we can catch some thoughts on that.
Oh no, Engineer Gaming says, I just got Dreams a month ago and it's already ending service.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've had a
hurts.
few comments on the last video where people were saying that they just got Dreams, or they just heard about it and they were excited to get it started.
Oh no. Dude, that never even crossed my mind, but that is so sad.
Sticking with Dreams, plan is unchanged. I'll finish my final project.
I still have a lot to experience with Dreams.
I've had jobs and stuff that have kept me from jumping in as deep as a lot of people have, but with more free time. But like, even in those 3 years, I feel like I've like made so many things. And you were just talking about rocks, like back to one of those fundamentals. You can just turn your brain off and just kind of do, and making some piece of ground or something. I don't know if you guys relate to that or not. But...
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been doing environments for so long now.
Okay, so Big Mofo says there's nowhere else I'd rather create than Dreams, making stuff with the controller. Come on, where else can you do it?
Right.
And yeah, that's
that's one of the funny things. People are not really realizing how powerful the controller really is, or how amazing the motion controls really are, in a way. Because in the beginning it's difficult to get into it, really.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I thought, like, okay, maybe this, I don't know how many times I've thought, like, this isn't maybe for me. Because, you know, you get to one of those walls where, like, you're like, oh, okay, cool, I finally learned this thing. Okay, now I got to implement it. And then you got to learn how to do that. And then it's such a wonderful like learning journey. And where else are you going to be able to take controller-based 3D modeling skills? Nowhere.
How was it for you, Spradler? How did you get into Dreams? Was it difficult for you because you also don't have that much gaming experience in the first place?
I think I've been using Photoshop quite a lot before, and somehow I think that sort of helps because you have sort of this idea how to work with layers, and it's not too different from how you work in Dreams, where you scope into sculptures and stuff. It took a while to get used to the controller, but eventually it was kind of intuitive.
How long would you say you needed to get into Dreams?
That's a good question. I don't really remember. Maybe a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I would say it took me... In the beginning it was funny because, you know, a lot of you are always telling now, wow, your work is so impressive and stuff, but I really sucked hard in the beginning in Dreams. I was so bad at it. I really was questioning as well if I'm just bad or if, you know, if it's really hard to use. It just definitely takes that time.
Absolutely.
But once you got it done, it's so amazing to work with Dreams. There's nothing like it really.
It's learning the controller, I think, is the hardest part of it. After that, like you'll be moving and grooving with it, but until you get the controls down, that first few weeks is very, very sketchy. We got a lot of texts coming in, so Canadian Jedi says, we all sucked in the beginning. Well, not Martin. Okay. I guess I see that, but Martin had been working with 3D modeling for a long time before he started with Dreams, so that's important to remember. Engineer Gaming, when I first started playing, the tutorials and music was so immersive and atmospheric. Oh god, I know. Like nothing else. It just pulls you into it.
Also, you know, I was always very fascinated by just this single feature here to stretch the flags. What kind of difference that always makes to...
Oh my god, yes.
To the flags. Look at this, we can go from very splatty things to actually almost brush strokes with texture in it. Just by that single setting.
I love that we can just like slide these sliders and it changes the entire look of the thing. You know, like that's another cool thing to me is the little menus everything has. The tweak menus that everything has. And the fact that it doesn't cost memory. So once you learn that, like to anybody that's starting out in Dreams, I wouldn't discourage you from keeping on with your pursuit. If you found Dreams interesting and you bought it, and you might as well strap in and try to see what it can offer you, because it is definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's very powerful as tools go. There's so much to learn and so many tools to work with. I haven't really touched all of the tools yet even. There's so much to learn.
Oh, nor I. Like the music stuff, I don't do a lot with that. But there's people that clearly do. Zillow, yeah, no all-in-one package like Dreams, that's for sure.
Yeah, that as well. That's a huge thing.
Because everything else you have to import this to this, and then this to that, and then, okay, I gotta put it in this to give it texture, and... No, with Dreams, you it's from the beginning. Like, you can literally block out an area, and you don't have to do a white box. You can literally go with color the first time, your first run, which I think is so cool.
Yeah, it's like almost the traditional kind of workflow to creating seems very outdated. It seems not right, really. It doesn't seem artistic, and feels like Dreams is really ahead of its time with all of that stuff.
Yeah, like you pull up a Unity or an Unreal, like just a blank scene, and you're like, oh my god, like this is like looking at the cockpit of like a Cessna or something. Like what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I think that overwhelming feeling like turns a lot of people away, like it did me.
Yeah.
It was specifically Blender that did that to me. I was like, no. And then I just kind of like I didn't give it more of a chance. Like Dreams had that for me. Like it was like, well, keep trying, you'll get it. You know, it's not you. This is actually kind of hard to learn, and you got to put in what you get out.
Hey to all the people coming in. Really happy to see all of you guys here. It's very hard to catch all of the chat today because there are so many messages, but we're happy that you all are here, and feel free to express your thoughts and feelings and come together and share. That's a really beautiful thing, why I wanted to do this stream as well.
I think it needed to happen for the community. You know, we needed a place to kind of decompress, and you've given everybody that space, so thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's also a thing with Dreams. It's such a wonderful community in so many ways. And,
the camera's not...
King, what? Oh, okay, I understand. Not King, you should do it more often. Can you tell me who is speaking? I didn't understand that statement for a second. That broke my brain, but... I'm Bad Dreams. And the other male is Saku. And the female you're hearing is Spratla.
Hello.
Oh, hi Bad Robo, what's up? Hi, popped in for the moment, and I'm doing something in Dreams too. Oh,
hey,
cool.
Nice to see you.
Hey, Nop.
Very happy to see all of you guys here.
Yeah, dude, we're still gonna finish All Hell. Everybody's working on Dreams Fest right now, and I'm kind of taking a break from Dreams Fest to block out levels on All Hell. So yeah, it's still going. We're just we're in kind of a pausing spot right now because two of our leads are working on something else.
And also Julian and
here.
Crazillo, nice to see you guys here.
Wow, I missed you. I missed a lot of chat, I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of experience doing this, so I mean, you kind of get what you get, but... This feels like Club Penguin shutting down. Finish All Hell. Okay, I'll just do it. I'll just do it by myself. Y'all work on Dreams Fest, and I'll stay over there and finish that as soon as I learn how to animate.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. I'm really curious what they're gonna do with the animation improvement they talked about. I really hope it's something to smooth out the seams and the overlaps.
Yes, that's a good point. Like, could it be something to smooth that overlap? Because that would be sick. What do you think, Spratla? You think you got any speculation, hot speculation for us?
No, I only know there's gonna be an update to create mode, one to animation somehow, and something else. Let me see. Oh yeah, the trend update is coming as well. I'm just excited to see what it's all gonna be about. But
Will this be a happy or sad scene, Saku? Crazy wants to know.
It's supposed to be a bit happy, but it has both sides quite a bit. But yeah, here again, I think with what we've been doing here so far already for this stream and the creation here, I think it just shows what amazing tool Dreams really is. Just needed like what 20-30 minutes to get up a scene, to get up an environment and see where it goes, and all intuitive, and it looks like concept art and stuff. That's why I love Dreams so much.
It feels like an extension of your stream of consciousness, does it not? At this point, I mean, to me it does. Like it's as close to drawing on paper as you can get.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the scene so far?
I'm loving this.
Yeah, it's looking amazing already. I guess you're making a cloud now?
Yes. Gonna make
yeah,
some
it took me a couple seconds, but I was like, that's not a mountain.
You guys will see in a bit.
I love speculating in my head what you're gonna do next, and always being pleasantly surprised to be wrong. Keelan says, I'll make my last big scene about a Metal Gear Solid remake fan art, and then I'll use Dreams just for fun. Cool. I think that's it's a good plan. Use it for fun. There's nothing stopping us from doing that. We don't have to be butthurt forever. We can move on. And I think it's important to try to move on together, because why would you throw all this away, like all the relationships that we've made over the years? Cray said, I wanted to make an educational game on Chinese language, but many characters don't appear on text displayers. Oh no. I hope, well, maybe they'll patch that with the patch.
Guess you're gonna be doing a lot of drawings?
Yeah. A lot of very intricate, difficult, very intentional movements with the brush.
Well, that's also the cool thing that I've loved about Dreams so much. It really is like you're using brushes and stuff, but in 3D, and that in itself is already so crazy and incredible.
Painting a mountain you can climb. I mean, that's beautiful to me. That's the way I've always described it. Dreams was, you know, it's a thing where you can paint mountains and then go in and climb them. In VR, if you wish. I like creating in VR just because I like making spaces around myself. And that's another thing that I think kind of sucks, is the PSVR 2 getting dumped.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like polygons are ancient, or that they're just not what creating in 3D should be like.
That's a good point.
So,
I'd not thought about that, craze.
so what features were you all waiting for most?
Sorry, my controller just turned off.
She asked what features we were waiting for the most.
What are we waiting for?
I mean,
which
if there had been
features?
updates, what would you like to see? Now that there's not going to be any updates, were there something you were hoping for?
What were you hoping for? In other
Some
words.
people say exporting in chat.
Yeah, exporting. That's a very good
Since we gotta be realistic with what it is, first off, there's an animation update, so I'm hoping that this will fix the problem, as I said. But then the creation update, I really hope that this is something big in a way. The leaf flag, I always wanted the leaf flag, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I hope they manage to bring in reflection somehow.
Yeah, someone said reflection.
Oh yeah, someone said reflection exactly at the same time you did. That was cool.
Yeah, reflections would be a big thing.
Just basic screen space reflections would just, I mean, overhaul any scene pretty much.
Yeah, we'll never get my leaf flag probably.
Yeah, I was
Very.
just getting ready to say, I guess we better put the leaf fleck to bed, then. Oh man,
It is
Are you
so
gonna
sad.
are you gonna
it
leave
is.
dreams now?
Stretched
You're gonna
circles forever.
I'll put a gravestone in my garden with leaf flag on it.
I could see you purchasing a tombstone with a leaf fleck, and the people are asking you like, "What? Who died?" And you're like, "No, man, just put a leaf fleck on it." Like, I'll draw you one. And they're like, "This guy, like, he had a leaf that died that was really important to him. I'll never see that leaf again." No, Spratla's not, her mic's not low. We just have to, like, use a parabolic mic to capture sound.
Is she still fairly quiet? I can put her up a little bit. 1 sec.
People in the chat are saying it. I can hear her.
Alright. What about now?
That's true, Craze. I never thought we'd get a perfect square fleck either, but we got one.
Alright, I'm gonna set up the basic mood now because that will obviously be a big part of the scene.
Gliding.
Yeah, it's looking magical.
It is. It truly is in this short amount of time. Well, I was worried that you might be a little rusty, but I was absolutely wrong. Why would I ever doubt you?
It's like driving a bike, right?
Yeah, man. There's something about that, like the feeling of creating in dreams is its own kind of emotion for me. Like, it's almost like chasing after something and not quite catching it, and you're always chasing it and you never quite catch it. But I never get to a point anymore where I'm like, I don't know how to make this. I just start making it, you know? And that's such a beautiful thing, and it's such a beautiful feeling. And I still want people to try dreams after this. What about Auri? Audi, I haven't talked to in quite a while, actually. Saku probably knows more.
Yes, Auri basically took her a lot of time for herself recently because she was having some mental struggles. But we all obviously hope she's fine. And if she sees this, many lovely greetings. And I think that's also a very, very important thing, that all of us are really taking care of the mental health now, because obviously for a lot of us it was something very, very important, and that can cause some sort of trouble with that.
Yeah, I did a survey on Twitter, and I think it ended up with like 18 or 19 votes, but it was pretty much split into thirds. Like, a third of people didn't care, they were moving on for whatever reason, they didn't care. You know, about a third of people in the middle, and about a third of the people that answered this is actual grief, which I've actually felt a lot of recently, and can attest that yes, it's real grief. And it's strange because it's not. I've never felt this from any other game shutting down or anything like that. I keep getting that. Well, it's just the game server shutting down, bro. Like they don't understand. It's not their fault. And two, I think it's important that we should look for different ways to maybe mitigate that kind of feeling. Looking into new things, like a lot of you I'm seeing saying you're trying Blender and Unreal and stuff, and I wish you guys the best of luck. Oh, Julian felt it with Metal Gear Online. Okay, well, I guess it does happen with other games, but
Dream's
the
just
FBA
different from all the other things. And I think there's also something important that we need to talk about in a way here. A lot of people are very upset in a negative way, and I completely understand that. I was also very, in a way, disappointed and felt let down and even angry quite a bit. But it's also important to understand that, you know, the people at Media Molecule are probably also just as heartbroken, and that it's never good to let it out at other people in a way.
Talking to Redditors exclusively, almost. Please leave Media Molecule alone. They've been done pretty bad by Sony, I would imagine. Believe me, if they didn't love their work, we would have never gotten such a wonderful product. Super Dexter Murphy says, the only reason I didn't create more was the lack of multiplayer. Well, that was big for a lot of people. Never really cared about it myself, but did you guys ever... Were you guys really hyped for multiplayer ever, or... Is it just kind of something that would be nice, kind of like for me?
For me, it would be nice to see. I don't think it would have saved the community as many think. I think the only thing that would have truly done that is the PC release, to be honest. And personally, I was way more excited for the PS5 version as a creator compared to the multiplayer. But you know, it would have definitely opened quite a lot of possibilities in a way.
Online gaming is very popular. I mean, it could have saved Dreams long enough for them to get the funding to implement on PC, you know, and branch out. I don't know. These things all... There's no true answer of what would have been. I wish we all knew, but it didn't reach its potential, and we're gonna have Dreams as is from now on. So. We got one more update though, so you know that's something that shows that they didn't just cut and run with the money or anything.
I'm also seeing a lot of questions in chat about what this means, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think on Tuesday Media Molecule will do a stream explaining more. So to anyone who's wondering what's happening, maybe they will get more answers on Tuesday when Media Molecule streams.
Yeah, so to clarify to those people who have no idea what's happening, basically Dreams is getting no more support from September on, no updates, no events and stuff. But you can still create in it, and we will still get 2 updates, creation update and animation update, and also trend until then. But yeah, then in September we will basically have the final version. And yeah, there's gonna be a limitation as well, which is not the best thing. It won't affect the most of us, to be honest, because, you know,
We've already got assets. Yeah.
It takes a lot to create 256 creations. Not so much maybe if you are an active asset creator, but yeah, most of us it won't affect that great in a way.
Mochi Snack. I hope I'm not butchering your guys' names, but you know that you kind of get what you get. Like, I'm sorry, I'm an American, and a lot of these names are very foreign to me. Mokishnek says there's still no way to locally save your creations on a USB drive. No.
Actually, not like
you can locally save, but you just can't export it. Yeah. I still wonder if it's 256 dreams or assets, as in elements. Christ said. Does anybody know the answer to that?
Yeah, I think it's both scenes and assets 256 overall.
Sucks that I have a lot of just assets that are a single asset taking up a scene. Maybe I need to start smushing stuff together. like take all my desert rocks and put them in a desert rock scene. You know what I mean? And then that maybe I won't be using as many saves. Super Dexter Murphy says I have to erase every time I want to save for months. Wow.
Now the thing is, everything that you've created so far won't count into that count, so there will be a completely new count from that moment on. And hopefully you can also delete old creations finally. That's always bothered me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Because now when you saved something online, yeah, when you saved something online now, there's no way you can delete it actually.
I found that out by realizing I have a lot of junk I don't want. That I don't use anymore. Like, obviously the brick wall I use now is way better than the one I used, 2 years ago, so maybe we can get rid of all the stuff that we have been wanting to get rid of, so that would be nice.
Yeah, that would be something.
I really don't want them to count against me. All these little junk, like where I started something and it wasn't right and I just never came back to it. I really need to get in there and try to organize things. Yikes, we can't even update a creation. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, you can update a creation.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's also 500 versions still available.
Watches Snack Up says I've always played Dreams on the stock PS4 with VR, so it's actually kind of bizarre how different Dreams looks on a monitor. I've never seen Dreams on a monitor. I never actually thought about that. Yeah, VR is the best, Lady GMR. Dreams has the best VR creation. Like, all the other engines, you have to, like, make VR in VR engines. Like, this just has a VR engine in it that you can make VR stuff very, very easily. And it just maps right onto the motion controls. It's so easy to do.
Well, the crazy thing is that we can literally do anything in it. Yeah. And that's really where you don't have that anywhere else.
I could be anywhere I want and see anything I want, and I'll always have that. I hope. I mean, even if the server shut down, I'll probably still be saving on the on the PlayStation. You know, like
yeah.
I'll take it on offline if I have to. That's how addicted I am.
Well, let's talk about something else. What did you guys find? What was your favorite part of Dreams? What brought you the most joy? Maybe first you two, and then the chat can also join in.
Spratler?
Well, I started out by making a game as my first creation, and I was doing I really wanted to try as much of the tools as possible. But I think the art part is where I feel more comfortable compared to the other. I was even trying to make music at the time, but I failed horribly. So that's why the Dreamiverse is great, because you can borrow some stuff from there. But yeah, creating environments is really so much fun.
Same. I think my answer probably couldn't have been spoken any better than that. And the environments and ease of use, all the things Saku talked about, like the intuitive nature of the controls, the move controls, and how fast I can lock things up. As we're seeing in front of us right now, this looks excellent, dude. I love that. Beautiful, beautiful.
That's nice.
Not to change the subject, sorry, but yeah, that's the same answer for me. The environments. I've tried everything, like in Dreams, but given up on quite a bit of it, like the animation side and the music side. But doing what you're doing right now, blocking scenes, setting things up to, setting your cameras up and your lighting, and it's all just very magical to do in scene. And where else can you just grab a spotlight and move it into you want it? And sure, you can move sliders around. But yeah, that's it for me.
What about you guys in the chat?
Theo says, I really agree so much. It really is a shame. Music creation within Dreams was such a massive expansion to me. I've always loved making music on LBP, and the way you can do it on Dreams was just amplified in an infinite way. I'll keep making music. Smiley face. Good on you. I hope you do.
And Priscilla says that he rediscovered childhood creativity.
Yeah.
Which was the favorite part of Dreams, but also finding a lot of friends online.
Great answer.
But yeah, experiencing the community has been a great part of it all as well, of course.
Yeah, the community.
Yeah, can I change
wonderful.
my answer to friends? Yeah. Sorry.
No, you already locked it in.
I locked it in, damn. Okay. As an addendum, then, the friends aspect, because yeah, I've made a lot of friends. Seeing a lot of them right now, which is making me so happy that we're all together.
Phil says that being able to bring something I created to life, the next step up from 2D, and I really agree with that. It's so much fun to bring something you've been drawing to life in 3D. Maybe give it some animation and make it move around a little bit.
David says it's the sharing of dreams, and the elements for others to use and enjoy that is so important to me. That's a very good point. He shares your look on it, Spratla. And that's also very important, is the fact that you don't have to make anything. You can, I mean, you're obviously making it, but you don't have to sculpt anything yourself. You can go in with other people's assets all day long. You'll never be able to look through them all. Cooking Italian food for us.
I actually just ate fettuccine. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
Fettuccine.
something like that.
Fettuccine. I love that stuff with a little bit of chicken in it. Really good.
So,
yeah, it was with chicken. Sorry?
Nice.
No, just the Wolfheart in chat is saying that they made him feel like an artist. And the only down part was that it was too time consuming, which I think we all can relate to. It takes a lot of time to make something good, and even though it's really fun, it's a lot of time invested in that.
Agreed. But I would have to, when I hear people talk about the time it takes, that amount of time gets exponentially smaller as you learn Dreams. So, you know, how long it takes you to make something right now is not how long it's going to take you to make it in a year. And it's going to look even better and be faster. So I would say that there's also a curve there to where, you know, you can always get faster and faster at doing things iteratively. Sorry.
It's definitely quite a learning curve in Dreams.
Yeah, but then again, if you're having fun while you're doing it,
That's true.
then
Yes.
time is just gonna pass by so quickly anyway.
I don't even see time in dreams. Like I'm like, oh, it's daylight now. Oh, okay. Oh wait, I gotta work now. Oh. It all depends on, I guess, how much joy you get out of it too. We all have differing levels of involvement with dreams and how much we use it. Like, for me, it's daily, but even if I'm just playing somebody's stuff, like I'm always on. But there's differing levels of the amount of time you have to give to something too, and that's the reason we see different skill levels at at different amounts of at different points of time. It may have been 4 years, but somebody may have started 2 years ago, so they may not be up to their full potential yet. That's what's so sad to me about all this, is that a lot of people won't reach their potential within dreams because they'll move on, and
Yeah,
can't blame them, I guess.
that as well.
Wow, chat is really moving. The day Chio says, the day before the announcement, I literally spent like 16 hours just sculpting a basement, and it went by so freaking fast. Yeah, I feel you. Basements are fun.
Yeah, but that's the beautiful thing, you know. At least that fun that we're having with just sculpting things, making art and music, whatever it is, that we can still just do. And we can also share it with the community that will still be there.
Absolutely, it's tangible. If you're having fun with it and getting, your life enriched from it, then it's there, man. No matter how long the servers are there for. We've had that experience now, and I'm very grateful for it to MM.
I think we also, it's always in life, you can look at things in like two ways. Are we like, first, okay, it's okay to be upset and to let out your feelings, but we can also see what it brought us and the gratitude we can have for it. And I think that makes it easier because it gave us all so much.
Absolutely. Beautifully spoken, and I agree, yeah.
And just the community in itself is so beautiful, and I guess that's the saddest part, how much of that community will be left in a year from now, but...
I think that's why you and I were a little bit angry during the beginning, even. Like, the thought... Like, my thoughts weren't on myself, they were on these thousands and thousands of people who are, like, basically feel like they're losing their home, and not a physical home, but the home that their consciousness most gravitates towards, and that's a very sad thing. But like you said, there's another side to that coin, and it's all the beautiful experiences. I mean, 4 years isn't nothing. And it'll last for a few years more, and I think that's an amazing gift to have. And when you think about it that way, it kind of tamps down some of the more angry kind of negative. Wolfheart says, I no longer had the time and chose to play No Man's Sky more. Instead, I guess I chose the easy pass. I wouldn't say you chose an easy pass or be hard on yourself about that. Like, some people just, it wasn't for you, and that's fine. You moved on. No Man's Sky is awesome. It's one of my favorite games. We should play sometime. It's another creative game where you can go out and a lot more limited in what you can create, but people get very creative when they have heavy limitations. And I've seen some really awesome bases in No Man's Sky that people have built that just seem like it should not be possible. Wow, Saku, you're really going to town on this thing. I love it.
Now it looks like a rift, right? There's another window.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know you were gonna do that.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Gotta trust the process in a way.
Yes.
Still not fully happy with it, but we'll get there. I'll just drink something.
I didn't know we were splitting the dimensions here. That's awesome.
But yeah, this is cool. There's so many of you. I'm really grateful as well for so many of you to show up, for so many of you to come under the last video. It had over 200 people sharing their thoughts, and that's just really amazing. So many lovely comments as well, and I think that's such a beautiful thing to come together in this time now.
Absolutely. I read every single one of those comments, and there's probably 100 more now or something. Like, it's ridiculous how many people commented on that video and were really sincere, and it was really heartbreaking to read for a lot of it. And that video, I'll be honest with you, man, that was a tough watch for me.
It was a tough record, as you may realize.
Yeah, I could tell. As soon as I saw your face, I went, oh no, and then tears just started going, dude. I was like, you hadn't even spoken yet. It was the long pause at the beginning that, like, got me. Which tells you how big of a bitch I am anyway.
Sorry.
Yeah, I apologize. I didn't mean to use bad language. But yeah, it really you tore a rift in my heart with that video. But those first few words to a man who's already weeping uncontrollably were pretty hard to hear. But I needed to hear them, so thank you. I think a lot of us did.
Yeah,
failed.
I really hope it was able to help some people, make them feel that they're not alone with it as well.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. Like, it really did for me. Like, to see you that shaken up by it, it's like, wow. Like, you know, like, even the bedrock community members are, which of course they would be, but just still hard to see. And it was so good that people came together in that comment section and really shared their hearts and talked with one another and started different threads, and it was necessary, and I think it was a public service to the community that somebody needed to do that. Glad it was you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's one thing that's clear. It's the dreams is such an important part of their lives to a lot of people.
Nameless King says, do you think the game is still worth getting for the time it has left? I just now got a PS4, and this is one of the games I missed out on that I was super interested in.
Yeah, that's another thing. I would say it will be worth getting even in a year from now, at least if you're up for that, you know, for that creative journey, or just to have fun with it in a way. You know, we need to be honest that now, if you're creating games or something, you really need to ask yourself if it's worth it for you, because there won't be that many people that will play it, probably. So are you doing it for the sake of enjoying it for yourself in a way, or to give a few people some joy? Or are you creating art or music that you can export as well? It always depends on the reason what you're creating for in a way.
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah. You should definitely know why you're getting into it. But if you're getting into it for just to get familiarized with 3D art, there's no better place to familiarize yourself. Just know that you won't be able to take these exact intuitive skills you're learning to another piece of software, sadly. Except maybe WOMP. I mean, WOMP has things coming in the future that I'm really excited for.
Yeah, that's definitely
that
the
it can have.
when we talk about the alternatives, when people want to go on PC now, which is also a good thing, I think, when people take their experience on Dreams and they wanna do something with it on PC now. I think that's a wonderful thing. Go and do that. And there, if people are looking for an alternative that is similar to Dreams, I think there WOMP's really a good thing to get.
Especially if you're a sculptor or a modeler, however you would like to, name yourself or whatever. But WOMP doesn't necessarily have all the things in place that Dreams has, but it has plans for quite a few of those things. So I'm excited to see where they go with it. I've really never seen a pipeline that moved that fast within Upstart like that. So.
No, that's definitely for the modeling side of things.
Yeah. So if you want to be like a musician or something, like WOMP's probably not going to be the place to go. There's already places like Band Lab and stuff like that for that. It's kind of weird. We have 3 sculptors here.
Yeah, I think I don't know, since I'm not a professional with that, but I think music people have it the easiest, since I'm just from what I've seen, music programs are somewhat similar to Dreams. And when they first announced Dreams, actually real proper professionals in music were reviewing it, and they were actually saying that the music tools in Dreams are that advanced that they're like a professional program in a way.
Yeah, I remember a lot of that, like especially early on.
Okay,
I wish they had done more. Like you remember the guy? You'll know his name, Saku, probably. The guy from.
I'm looking for a character quickly because I don't think I have the time to model a whole character in this stream.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I was looking for a little girl that's grabbing those things to represent that child. But as I'm seeing, there's lots of not so little girls.
If you want good stylized characters, I can recommend a friend of mine if you would like. Disobey does characters all day, and they're all stylized.
Do they have one?
I'm sure he has a little girl. He makes like 8 characters a day, so like, but it'd probably be hard to swim through.
This one from the back, maybe. Even has elf ears. I always am a fan of elf ears.
Yeah. She was so excited she jumped. That's not bad. I like that.
That's not
bad. I can dig it.
She doesn't look excited at all from the front. But oh well, nobody sees that, right?
That's what we get for just skimming over stuff. And taking advice from me especially. It's usually wrong, but that's okay. She has no hands.
It's in there.
Yeah. Is there actually one in there, or? I doubt it. I think
Nope.
the hand piece. Yeah, the hand piece is the end of the wrist, which is kind of cool. Nameless King says, "Okay, I guess I'll try it." All right, we got one more. The numbers just went up.
know there's a lot of people who feel like this is the end of dreams, but I really don't think it is necessarily. We can just keep going as usual. And even though there's a few changes to what it used to be, it's not dead yet, so we can keep enjoying it for a long time, I think.
Absolutely. Especially now that we have friends to enjoy it with. I know I'm always going to check y'all's stuff out, and I'll check out way more than that. I'll still be playing Dreams, as will probably a concurrent, like maybe 100 people a day or something. I don't even know what the numbers are down to now. But I know they're going to drop even more. So if you're going to release something, it's only going to be seen by the people that love this community and this engine the most. Which in a way is kind of cool. It's not a bad leftover good thing that happened because of a bad thing. That's often the case in life. You find treasure where you least want to look. Craze says today a poll on Twitter showed many will keep using it. Probably hardcore crowd, but still.
Yeah, most likely.
I imagine so, yeah. I mean, here we are. This is us, baby. Disobey. Dreams lives forever. My man. Minecraft Unspeakable TNT Dream stays on. Prince Tahara wants to know who's there with you, Saku.
Those are my friends and very close people that I've found in this community as well. Mr. Bad Dreams, the Ancient Guardian in my server. And our light, Spratla, who maybe also known for her amazing dragon.
Yeah, hello.
She's the beam of light, and we are we're like the cavemen.
What?
We're the cavemen of positivity, and she's like really refined at it. Because even I still get like crazy emotional about stuff. Even after a lot of the things that I've learned, to deal with grief and Saku, you know a lot more about this than I do because you kind of helped me get there, but it's a process, and I definitely felt that with Dreams. I felt like everything was falling out from under my feet. There was nothing to hold on to, and that my life as I know it was ending, and that it was part of my identity. And then I realized, no, the people that I met are a part of my identity. The people and personalities and the beautiful art that they made that I've enjoyed through the years. That's the gift, and that was what Dreams was from the start, maybe. Just to give us this gift of knowing each other, I mean, if that's the only thing we get to keep, then I'm happy to have been a part of it from the start.
Yeah, the way this community is so supportive to each other and very genuinely kind and caring, it's very wonderful.
It really is.
Sorry, Craze, the chat's just going crazy, man. I can't keep up. Sorry, I missed your comment. He called you the Queen of Dragons earlier. And I missed it.
I saw it.
Well, there you go. She saw it. Doesn't matter. That's the best analogy to describe how I felt when I heard the news. Yeah, I'm sorry to everybody else that feels that way. Like, I literally am going through the stages of grief. And they don't exactly go in order, because I went back and forth. Like, at the beginning, it was anger and confusion and all that, and even bargaining, like, please, can you not do this? Like, DMing John Beach, like, like, what's happening to my life? And maybe I took it a little too seriously or let it get too far in or something. I don't know. Maybe it's my fault, but I think a lot of people feel the way that I did about it, and it really, really kind of hits a nerve that I didn't know I had. But it's going to be all right, guys. Everything's going to be okay. I promise. We're going to make it through this.
We're gonna make an actual... Oh, shit. That's happened sometimes with the move controllers. Anyways, we're gonna make a dragon kind of cave here.
It looks like Spratla's dragon, too. I feel like it was inspired by hers.
Also, I'm just repeating the same playlist, but I hope that's alright.
That's fine. It's a very good playlist.
Oops.
That's awesome, man. It reminds me back to the big community event we had where everybody made fantasy elements, but everybody had made a dragon. So we kind of had to figure out what to do with everything.
I'm so sad that was never published.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the best, but I feel like you did the best with it that you possibly could have. When everyone had a dragon-themed asset. Not everyone, but most of us had went dragon with it.
Actually, Spratla was the only one with a dragon, but you made
an actual dragon, yeah, but there was lots of dragon imagery on stuff, that's true. You're right. Like, I don't think anybody else actually made a full dragon, but maybe actually I'm just misremembering. I think it was me that made 2 dragon things, and I'm just...
You're getting old, bad dreams.
Yeah, I'm getting old, man. It happens. Dude, I'll be 37 this year. That's crazy.
This is another point which I thought was really interesting about Dreams compared to other game communities. The average user age is fairly old compared. And I feel like that was a part of why it was very nice. And the other part is probably, I feel like whenever it's about creatives, it's usually nicer.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maturity goes a long way. You know, a little bit of maturity goes a heck of a long way.
Yeah.
Craze said the Saku's dragon had to turn out cute rather than evil, of course.
Yeah, this time I didn't even want to make it cute, but it's like Spratla sometimes says as well, she can't do it otherwise, you can only do cute things.
It's like me, I can only make horrific things, so... It's all good. People always ask me like, dude, you seem like a pretty positive person to be somebody that's into all that horror stuff, but it just doesn't scare me at all. Like, it does nothing at this point.
It's not that horror stuff scares me, it's just I don't find any interesting things in it.
Well, that's fine too. I mean, I understand that viewpoint of just not vibing with it, you know, that's important too.
For a lot of things, the stories are very cheap and horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry for the horror fans. I'm sorry.
I can appreciate people and their talent in making horror games and stuff, but yeah, I'm not really good with horrors either. It just makes me feel uncomfortable.
Well, the reason I got into, like, I wanted to make a horror game was for my daughter. She's really, really into horror. This is something her and her mom cultivated on their own. So, yeah, nobody blame me for my daughter watching horror movies. That was her mom. But, She like literally like nothing scares her. You could sneak up on this girl and grab her, and she would just turn and be like, "Why'd you do that?" Like she's unscarable. So she got kind of sick of, and I did too. Like I didn't like horror games because, like you said, the stories are often like a 4 hour, very cheap, like throw in jump scares, and the stories like kind of doesn't matter, and also it's the only gameplay is the reading of the story, and all these things that we hated and I wanted to change. That's kind of why I got into it, and I'm gonna still keep working in that realm.
I think that
Yeah, I
was
agree, Chris. Yeah,
also very cool though. Even, if you like horror, but I don't, it doesn't matter because there were so many people who enjoyed so many different things, and you were just be able to do whatever you want in Dreams. If it was like
yeah,
making retro pixel games or photorealistic scenes or music or your short films, you were able to do that all, and that is so cool and wonderful, I think.
yeah. Because normally, like a horror guy and a fantasy guy wouldn't normally cross paths in the design world. But here we have all these different people of all these different backgrounds and all these different styles, just having fun and loving one another, and
Also,
it's sad, but it's nice.
I mean, just check this out. We were able to do a scene like this from scratch in an hour or a bit more, and that's crazy in Dreams, I think.
That's yeah, that's
I love
the proof is right there.
I love how you said we.
Yeah, yeah, thank you
We
for
made it.
including us.
Yeah,
Chat, you also helped.
we all made it together. Thermo doesn't really worry me in scenes, but I could optimize it a lot further.
Scheme KOS says, The Last of Us had a great story. The Last of Us did have a great story. Did, being the operative word, but yeah, I agree. I was very touched by that game. And it had enough gameplay to carry it though. Like most horror games that we're talking about are like these kind of bloober team, like just really cheap like asset store color flips that have the scaries, the spoopies in it. And
What
that's
I find
basically
really
it.
interesting is about horror and everything similar. Why do people want to suck in negative things into themselves? I don't really understand that too much. I don't understand why it's so popular on Netflix. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I really don't like watching negative stuff.
I
Except if
understand
it is
that.
like a
Yeah.
really good story or mind-blowing or has anything really.
That's the point. That's the thing. Yeah, like most of it doesn't have content, like actual content. You know what I mean by when I say content? I mean something like you said that has some some kind of something to leave you with, other than the feeling of just dread and everybody dies and there's no meaning to anything. Like I don't do stories like that. I write stories where the world's crumbling, but there is one last little hope of fire or fire of hope that exists that will save it, kind of thing. Which is kind of just your off the wall, basic, but mythology dragon story. You find the scary thing in the cave, and you get the treasure of the princess.
Oh yeah, I also
Very
love when
deeply
dragons
rooted in
aren't
humans
portrayed
for some reason.
stereotype that they're killing humanity.
I know, right? It's very, very like. When are we gonna get to that in our journey to be more politically correct? We need to include
We
dragons.
need to justice dragons.
Yeah. Oh my God! Like social justice dragon warriors, the video game, the movie. That's happening. That would be so stupid.
Trying it with a bit of moss now.
Super Dexter never experienced it. What a question.
Experience what exactly?
What he says, what do you think? How many people who decided to get rid of dreams, like quit or whatever,
Oh,
ever
who even
actually
used it?
experienced it?
Yeah.
Like whoever actually got to the meat and potatoes, or just like
No
kinda
one
saw the
really, because
surface.
that decision can only be about numbers. It can only be about money, because why
Yes.
would you shut down the most revolutionary thing ever if it wasn't about money or numbers? And that's just the world we live in. It's very sad. And in a way, it makes sense because Dreams just wasn't very successful. But what's mind blowing about this is why did they not even try things? You know, why did they not even try bring it on PS Plus? Why did they not try the PC port?
And we will never have the answers to know whether they may have tried and Sony shut them down too.
Yeah.
Or hopefully we'll have the answers. I mean, one day, surely this will all be declassified and there'll be a great documentary. That's what we should be looking into, is making
Dreams
a documentary
documentary.
about dreams. Yeah, made in dreams. That'd be sick. I'd watch it. We live in the dystopian timeline here. I don't know about that. Like, I'd say we're probably veering pretty close. But there's still time to change the road you're on, to quote Led Zeppelin. I was a very angry teenager and like hated everything, and now I look back at that, I'm like, I wasted so many years being angry and negative. Negativity just kind of drains things out of the world. It doesn't bring things into being. And I kind of, that's why I can see where you're coming from. With why would you want to suck in negative content, you know? But
Yeah.
for me, it's more research, so I can make something that my daughter loves. It's not really something.
And then you choose horror.
Yeah. And they choose horror, yeah. So, what are you gonna do? I always wanted to make a game that she would play and like. I don't know. And that's
I
what
like
she
the
wants.
soft colors I got now, but I don't like the clouds. They need
What's
to
wrong with the clouds?
They're not looking good. Maybe I should just paint them. Probably.
Just turn them into paint and. See
They already turned into paint.
Oh, they are. Yeah, sorry, my bad. I'm looking at a very small screen right now. My TV powered off a while ago, and I'm gonna get up.
And are you okay, Spradler?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. The coughing has not been too bad.
And no, I never published that
TT
community sync, Crusilo, I'm sorry.
Maybe he will now that
I should still have it though.
It doesn't matter. Well, I shouldn't say that it doesn't matter, but I feel like that might get negative marks against your what's it called? Your not your profile, but your like the body of work that you have that you show to people. I'm blanking. There's a whole day for it. Portfolio. Thank you.
Oh, you think it drags down my portfolio?
Somebody walked by my door and went, portfolio. I don't know if it's my dad or my brother, but that was hilarious. Yeah, I love that experience too, Craze. We all had a lot of fun that time.
It was very fun.
We should do another jam like that, but maybe be a little bit more specific about what each person's doing.
It was quite nice, actually. What you guys have been doing with it.
Just imagine what it could look like if we had like planned it all out between each other and stuff. That would have been awesome. But just the raw, like, make an asset prompt. It can
Completely
be
forgot about the fog gadget until now.
I actually was about to suggest that, but I thought maybe it would come later.
I guess I am a bit rusty after all.
you usually go for fog pretty soon, so I actually kind of was wondering in myself, like, oh, he's got something planned for the fog. Okay, what I was thinking. Either way, my excellent work for just this short amount of time we've been here.
Thank you.
Hi, yeah, Chris.
As always,
don't worry about being late.
As always, I'm not super happy with it, but
can you be?
The idea is cool.
The question is, can you be super happy with it? I don't think I've ever been super happy with anything. I've just kind of had to let it go when it was time. You're never done. You know that, right?
Nope.
News at 12, Saku.
News?
What news? Crooked Vulture says, such a waste, but that's my 2 cents. And hi, LOL. Oh, that was part of a longer. Dreams may not have been bringing in money, but if it became synonymous with all PS generations going forward, making PS an indie dev platform, that's where the value was. See, I had this idea too. Like, I thought that we were eventually just going to end up like it came with the PS5, and there's a whole talented bunch of people that make indie games for PS5, and they're just on there. Wouldn't that be awesome? And Sony just gives you like what they would if you were selling your game for like $5 or something. I don't know. Some kind of monetization thing would have probably.
Yeah, I would have loved to see indie games from Dreams in the PlayStation Store. Like, they can go for the quality prove it in a way. So
yeah,
you know, they take the best creations from Dreams and then they allow them to be independent games in the PlayStation Store. I thought that would be really cool.
Yeah, as long as it's not like a judgment over like how well you sculpted something or something like that. Or maybe it even is. Maybe there's even a bar for visuals, but like they could moderate it to where you don't get memes or anything, and it's just the cream of the crop that comes up, and you know that would make its own kind of little hierarchy. And I don't know. I feel like if people knew they could make money with it, they would definitely have not left or anything, because a lot of people have left Dreams already before this one.
Well, I think the Media Molecule creation team is doing a great job finding what's best out there. They do a good job to highlight what's really nice.
Do you know, will we still be getting the MM picks, or?
I don't know, but I think they're gonna keep curating.
Somebody said they were gonna keep streaming.
Yeah, they are gonna keep streaming, that's confirmed.
Well, that's good then, yes. Craze says, I also thought MM might become like a small publisher.
That's also the one we can talk about, I guess. I think MM is now moving on to a game for sure. Like some people are speculating they're just you know, leaving Dreams behind to form another kind of engine in a way. But yeah, I just don't see that
I
happening.
doubt
First
it.
off, to build something like Dreams
They
took like
just
7 years.
failed. Yeah.
You know, it took forever, so you can't just could start over
Was
with a
that
new one.
what 2012 or something they started on that, or 2013?
And
And
after it just
yeah,
failed, there's just no way that they would do the same thing again. I'm pretty sure it's just a
Sony would
game now.
not greenlight them to do the same thing again. Like, okay, we're gonna try this again. Like, how many times? Like, if a COD game fails, yeah, there's gonna be another COD game next year, and it's not gonna fail, even if it sucks. But for something like this, with MM's a small publisher. They may seem bigger because we're tiny, but they're not very big at all. And they are, they're a subset of Sony. So Sony kind of says what goes. And if something does not make money or fails this dramatically, they're definitely not going to let them try to do another version of it that takes 8 years to make, and
Yeah, that's
probably
why
even longer to make.
I think you can forget about another Dreams kind of thing. They're gonna
Unless
do
another
something like
company does it.
Tearaway.
Yeah, which was great, but let's all not kid ourselves. We could do Tearaway in Dreams.
MM sure could.
I mean, they sure could. I believe the community could probably approximation. I mean, it's bittersweet. Like, I've got the sadness is still there, but I'm feeling more optimistic about things now.
Yeah, I think it becomes easier with time. In a way, it will always be sad, and we'll be looking back. Oh my God, Dreams had so much potential.
Yeah.
But we gotta enjoy the time. We're still on it. We can still create right now. There's still
Yes.
quite a lovely community.
I'm kind of following on and doing my own little scene here. Doesn't look anything like yours, but we'll see how it ends up.
Someone found Tearaway boring.
Oh.
I never played it, but it looked interesting.
It's a kind of a one-trick pony. Ooh, you could shine your controller into the TV. Well, that's pretty much the game. I can see that getting old.
I feel like MM definitely is all about making fun, cute experiences compared to other PlayStation studios.
Yeah, novel. It's always novel. Whatever they do, it's something that has some kind of novelty to it.
But
which I enjoy.
But at the same time, MM did stand for play, create, share, and I feel like they're gonna say goodbye to that concept now.
Yeah. But I don't know, maybe with some kind of miracle, Dreams, just like, kind of how Womp was like, okay, well, there's an easier and more tactile way to do this, even with a mouse. I feel like we're going to be seeing more like that in the future. Other programs pop up that maybe have taken inspiration from Dreams, because even though it failed, believe me, the indie community knows that Dreams exists and will keep on making their things. And maybe somebody will make an engine that blows it out of the water one day. We'll see. I doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely the SDF, which Dreams and Womp and stuff is based on. It's definitely in trend now, and there's even already starting to be the first kind of plugins for Blender to model in that way. People are very impressed about it. So there's always chances that something comes along, but I feel like no one will ever embrace the motion controls again, because everyone who didn't really get into it, they just think it's a horrible idea. In general, all people that you that you know are not into our community, they will tell you Dreams was the most horrible idea, was bound to fail and stuff. But I feel like most people just didn't really try and understand it in the first place.
I feel like it maybe wouldn't have failed had people given it its due and its due diligence to try to say, okay, what is here? What can you do? What is actually possible? And the gaming publications seem to give up on that after the first thing they said about it. Like, sure, you might get like Martin in a article or something every now and then, but largely, like IGN had some people that were hugely for Dreams. They're kind of gone now, or they're not gone. You just don't hear. So it's kind of been a slow burn towards just blah. You know, like there's no other way to put it. It's just blah. The potential is what kills me, because I know that with more time and more updates, Dreams would have become the platform to create on. I'm sure of that, and I think it is now, just because it does all these different things. Wolfheart says, okay, but it was very confusing and long to learn and get along with for beginners or non-artists like me, for example. I could see that.
Yeah, I could imagine people being a little put off to use Dreams if there's, well, it has a bit of a learning curve to it. So if people are not investing time and energy into it, then they might get bored before they even started.
Yeah.
Yeah, or think this is just overly complex for something I'm not going to be able to export. I really think that's where the train stops for a lot of people. Well, I can't take my work anywhere else. And for me, I was always just excited to share it with the Dreams community, because I'm kind of an introvert, and you know, the Dreams community kind of felt like a little home, and it had little rooms within it that were little homes, and I don't know. I just really hope that we all stay in touch, no matter who goes their separate ways or what have you.
I think so.
Yeah. And in a way, you can actually export music and pictures, animations maybe. It's just games that will be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
That's true. Like, yeah, that's my plan, is to use it for that. Like, to show people videos of gameplay, showing like, look, I designed and made this level, and you know, you can put your talents on full display. Like, this is how good I can animate. This is how good I can. This is how good I can model environments. This is how far I think about the gameplay during the creation of the environment. There's so many things, and there's still a lot of potential in that, as using it as kind of like a pre-viz tool. Pre-visualization tool, like, you cannot get a better one or a quicker one.
That's what I've been thinking as well. I think Dreams is the perfect, absolute perfect concept art tool, where you can quickly get down ideas. That's so much faster than any other software out there. And in such a beautiful way.
Demonstrated.
I guess.
Right here. It's right in front of us, man. And it's awesome. It looks amazing. And you did it while trying to have a conversation, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I didn't fully catch up with everyone in the chat. It's always a bit difficult to try and create something and keep up with everything, but
I'm
I think,
trying to read everything, and I'm honestly like having trouble with it. So I can imagine.
but I hope you two have been enjoying it, and obviously everyone in the chat as well.
I've had a heck of a time.
Yeah, me too. It's always so relaxing in a way.
To create in dreams.
That's a good point. I think it's been like a real boon to my mental health, you know? Especially when you have other things going on in your life. You really, really...
Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to the fact that when you work on something creative, it's a good way to relax, good way to be in the zone.
It kind of feels like a warm bath or something, you know, when you're really in the zone like that. It's like being in a warm bath or I don't know, any other activity that people like skateboarding or something that people kind of get these out of body, or at least I have these not really true out of body experiences, but like I feel like I'm kind of like not in my body when I'm in the zone, and your thought is just going so fast and so precise, and your focus is just so lasered on something. There's no other feeling like that, and I don't think I've tried a lot of the other software, and none of them have given me that feeling, because Dreams is just like such instant gratification. It's like I worked for an hour, and you can see an hour's worth of work there. You know, it's not like I work like the old adage of a man commissions a sculpture, and he walks in halfway through and sees a half done, you know, sculpture and says, "Well, that's not a horse. I asked you to make me a horse." With Dreams, you can kind of see your progress and chart it as you go. Even within something like a scene like this.
I've always been fascinated in the beginning when I was watching the early MM streams what people did with it, the MM team, and from that moment on, it was really. I was waiting for it like a child before Christmas for it to come out.
Me too.
Because it looked so fascinating that, you know, we will just be able to build worlds and walk around in them.
Am I really gonna get to do this? That was kind of what I was kind of thinking. And when I learned that yes, in fact, you can do this, and anybody can do this, it was a huge, like, it blew my mind, because, you know, like I'm not into the computer software interface of pretty much any of them. I don't like that just kind of blank looking, kind of just, I don't know, it's the tools look, there's no design to the UI, it's just computer UI. So, I think that's another thing too we maybe should mention, is just the cuteness and kind of like fun, whimsical way that it draws you in. Especially early on. It was like magic.
Yeah, I was really excited about Dreams as well. Dreams was already out when I found out about it, but it was a single reason why I finally got myself a PlayStation.
Nice. System seller for Spratla.
Take that, Sony.
Take that.
You would have had
That's
one less PlayStation 4, one less PS5
Yes.
without Dreams.
It would still be sitting on the shelf. You owe us another 8 years. So what do you guys think happened with the 10-year plan that we were being told was real and never were told that wasn't real until we were told it wasn't real? If that makes sense.
I don't know. I just guess that plans do change eventually. That can happen.
Yeah, but it was a specific plan for planning for time, so that shouldn't. If you're planning for time, the time period in the plan shouldn't change.
You know, it's also just little things like this, like I'm playing around right now. How would this scene look in a pixel style? Dreams makes it so easy to try things like this out.
Yes.
It's just so much fun.
You could go from like a... Oh my god. Go. Take your garbage and go play with it. Jeez. Sorry about that. We got a new puppy, and he'll just show up to my room with like a can in his mouth.
Well, puppy's good, and she take that for your mental health.
Yeah. He can't help it. I look at him, and at first I'm mad, like, because he just chewed the thing or whatever, but then you're just like, oh, dude. I'll do anything for you. Just tell me what you need. I gotcha. Would you like another set of headphones to chew up? Here you go, buddy.
Alright, can you guys read the chat? There's lots going on again.
Yeah, I was getting ready to.
Oh, hey, Shroudmaker.
Shroudmaker's here. I cannot speak that language, but donkey. Phil, I was convinced out of the games industry when I was young. I was told games are not a realistic jobs. Dreams is like another chance at what could have been. Oh, that really hits me in the feels. Sony shouldn't really shut down Dreams. It'll just regret it. LOL. Epic is talking about UEFN becoming like Roblox. Dreams is already there. LOL, besides the cross-platforming. Shortmaker says later, yeah. If I can pretend I can write English. Or if I pretend I can write English. That's funny. If I pretend I can halfway make a German word sound almost not like, you know, nails on chalkboard. I struggle with German a lot. I'm much better with Italian and Spanish.
Yeah, German is hard.
It's supposed to be the easiest one for English, though. Like from transitioning from English, and
I don't think so.
Sorry.
You know, this is also what I love about Dreams. You know, we're in a 3D space and I'm just texturing like a painting.
Good point.
It's giving it some flair to it.
Has anybody here ever tried the Far Cry Maker? Because it
I've never even played Far Cry at all.
I don't like Far Cry as a game. I bought Far Cry since 2007 for one reason. It lets you take all its assets and make your own levels.
It looks so lovely, thank you.
Aw, yeah, it does look lovely. Crooked Vulture, hey, what's up? I wonder what the final update will bring. Some animation-related things, apparently. Yeah, we were that earlier. I think Saku knows more about it.
Yeah, actually we don't know anything, it's just an improvement to animation. It does sound fairly more big, I would say, rather than small. But I don't know. I just hope it will be something to make the overlap to avoid that.
when I found out the news and I went through and read like all the changes and stuff, I feel like I was in such a state of shock that I immediately forgot it. And now it's just like flashes of memory, like, oh yeah, I read that. Very strange what this situation can do to someone's psyche and the little kind of changes it makes to the way you think. And you really have to grab a hold of yourself at times like that and say, no, you're not gonna spiral out because of this. It's not the end of the world, and it's gonna be all right. We make our own reality, I think.
Yes.
And that all has to do with the way your perception and the way you look at things. If you're looking for problems in the world, you will find them. Very cool.
Yeah. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Exactly. Very well put. Takes practice. And I'm still not very good at it, but it has helped me a whole lot. Cray said, I think for Saku, there's a specific style in Dreams. It would be hard to replicate it for him outside of it. Ooh.
In a way, you could, it would just not be as... It would be a very hard job for one person. Because in the industry, with other programs, you have people who specifically, they model. Then you have specific people who do the texturing. You have specific people who optimize the models and stuff, and bring it all together. And in Dreams, one person can do that, or by himself, or by herself. Yeah. And that's one thing.
You don't have to be popular, that's for sure. You can just make things.
What do you guys say? What does this picture still need?
I think, sorry, go ahead, Sprat.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I don't think it needs a lot more. You can always add things, I guess, but it looks really wonderful the way it is now as well.
I was gonna say the same thing. Like, it's very, very hard for me to pick out something wrong with it. Maybe the foreground. I know you're going for a thing here with the contrast in the foreground, but that's the only part that catches my eye as like not being what I would do. I would have a little bit more light in the foreground, kind of showing off the front of that road a little bit more. But that's all just subjective stuff. So.
Maybe some fireflies. In that case, someone in chat suggested sparkles. A tree has been suggested.
You mean at the box, the sparkles? The thing is, with those kind of things, and as well as the foreground, as you mentioned, it's just an artistic thing. If you add more things, the attention will shift somewhere else. And right now, it's consciously, there's the girl, and she opens the rift into that, and that's a straight contrast between cold and dark foreground, and then that, which is more colorful.
Yeah, it draws your attention to that. Yeah. You have a lot more traditional training, like with or practice, I should say, with composition than I do. So I tend to not really make things from one camera angle. I tend to have to go through the same process.
Can maybe try a few sparkles around the box.
Some other suggestions would be smoke coming from the nostrils, or shooting star or planets in the top left.
And this is beautiful, says Prime Detective, or Prime Directive. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry.
I've seen a few people say it looks really nice as it already is, and thank you that you all liked the artwork or said something nice about it or enjoyed the stream in a way as well. For me, that's always the most lovely thing that I've had with dreams is like I can create art and express myself with it and share it with the world, and that's what I will keep doing as well.
And you've made a heck of a name for yourself doing it, if I may say so.
Thanks.
And you've pretty much raised a generation of 3D artists by the tutorials alone.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing a bit to think how many people watch the tutorials in the end.
Yeah, I wouldn't be near as good if it had not been for a lot of those tutorials. I learned rocks, trees, all kinds of things from you. Craze says, I wonder what's coming out of the box for everybody.
Light, inspiration, spark.
Beauty.
You know, the idea behind this piece is that everybody who used dreams of us, they have this like childlike wonder inside of them. And dreams basically made them come back to being a childlike, so that's playful and can express that in however way they want.
Well, that definitely comes across. It's kind of like she's discovering her childhood again or something. Or something very beautiful from her youth.
Yeah, I just had this idea for this piece, but at the same time I didn't really know how to execute it, but I think in the end I'm fairly happy with how it was executed, especially because during the process I was also not sure if it would actually turn into something properly.
From a distance, it looks like our, have you ever seen a geode? Like the round rocks you crack open and they have beautiful stuff inside of them?
Yeah.
Okay, we have a Kentucky agate here, which is one of the most valuable geodes you can find, and from a distance, that looks like the inside of one of those. They're beautiful, they have little bands and little specks in them, they're gorgeous. I know that's a weird observation, but that's what it looks like when you're like really far away from it.
The weird thing is, oh, it wants to equip the character.
Oh no. We have to turn the character off.
Yeah, I need to make it inaccessible in a way. I need to find the logic of the character. There, just delete that.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're fine.
You can, I think, just turn off the controller sensor, but I don't know what that does, like, to the animation when it stops. Or, not the animation, but the pose. This looks really nice, man. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, I think before we overdo it and ruin things, maybe it's even time to let it go now.
I'm getting that feeling as well, but I didn't want to say it.
You don't want that stream
to. No. Having too much fun, but all good things must come to an end, and that's what that may be a good takeaway for us from all this. And it's not coming to an end, DD. You know, it's coming to an end in one way.
Thank you, Angel Maker. I really appreciate that. Even though I wouldn't say talented is maybe the right word, because talent, obviously, behind talent, when people say people are talented, there's usually lots of hard work and experience rather than being talented. So they're rather skilled. I hope to have a bit of both. But you know,
that's a good distinction. Wow.
I've been doing this for 4 years now, or 5 almost. So the people who come in and see the amazing artwork, they need to imagine that, you know, it's not just talent. That my progression was that I was really bad in the beginning as well. It just comes, and I've also put a lot of time into learning the fundamentals of art as well, next to just sculpting in dreams. And whatever you're approaching next, I would suggest you, or I would wish you to also study it from the inside out. Like if you want to go for painting, start with the fundamentals of painting. If you want to go for 3D art and you want to do it outside of dreams, find out what's the best tool for you, and then, you know, go for it with passion. But really focus your energy wisely onto something, not spread it out on too many things, because from my experience that then leads to nowhere really. Do you guys have anything to throw into that?
That was that was pretty damn perfect, man. I just want to say, like, all the people out there that are still working and have been working from the start towards a bigger thing or bigger project, I would say still do it, and don't feel like that work was ever in vain, because if you were enjoying yourself doing it, and other people got to enjoy it, then I think that's the whole point anyway. And
Yeah.
I wish you guys the best.
Yeah, the only question people should ask themselves is really if they truly enjoy creating in dreams. There's no reason to stop.
Amen.
Because of the changes, we can still enjoy it in so many ways.
That's
and
right.
We are still a community, right? I mean, we haven't fallen apart as a community, which is pretty impressive to me. Considering that we've all been working on different stuff. We still come back home. And I hope you guys, if you guys don't know about the Discord server, you should definitely come to the Discord server. Try to get a link.
Yeah, if you want to come to join the Discord community, it's in the channel description as well. So always feel free to join there. But yeah, as Spredler said, I think it's really important to understand if you actually just enjoy creating in dreams. So in that case, you can obviously just go on, because it will still be there and nothing about that changed really. If you're more future focused and you want to reach something with what you do, then you might want to question it. You know, you can still use dreams for art or music, but if you want to make games, maybe then, to be honest, is now the point to switch somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's really up to each and every single one of you. Yeah, keep the great energy from dreams in our hearts and heads, and put it into the future. I think so too. That's so wonderful what dreams did for us and what it was for the community.
That's a wonderful way of putting it.
Yeah.
I'm very sad right now, at the same time as hopeful. And I hope that you guys are hopeful too. And that whatever your projects are, or whatever your intentions are, that you achieve your dreams.
Any suggestions on future saving tips? Yes. So first, make sure you save everything that you have right now online, and you can also try the method of making a few empty scenes, what some people did. I don't know if that will work. Maybe we will need to wait for the stream from MM for that. But when there's the new storage limit, then at least for assets, you want to make a lot of assets in the same element compared to rather just one asset in one element. But you will also still have an online storage as well as a local storage. But until the update, I would save everything as private online. But again, we will know more when the MM stream is happening on Tuesday.
I'm sure they're gonna bare their hearts to us, guys. I mean, like they love this thing that they've built. Believe me, they do. That's hard, right?
Yeah. I don't think you can save it to USB. I think it's all bound to the server. Well, actually, maybe, it's there when it's on the local stage of the PlayStation. Maybe you could do that. No, I don't think it will affect your account in any way. Your level and offline content will be the same. In general, everything regarding your old creation will stay the same. No, they won't delete any of your stuff.
No. No, anything you made up to this point, you keep.
Yeah, and it won't count into the storage count, so don't worry about that.
This looks amazing, dude. I have to say one more time. For the amount of time we've been here and being constantly distracted by me and Spratla, well, mostly me. But I think you did a wonderful job at juggling all those things.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad that it turned out somewhat good.
It's very dream inspired, and it's like holding a lot of stories in there.
That should have been on the cover. I mean, that'd be a beautiful cover or poster for Dreams.
That would be cool. Saw your video. Thank you for the videos you created. You taught me a lot and unlocked passion. Thank you for all the time. Thank you so much for your comments. Comments like this is always where, after I create the videos for hours and put so much effort into it, I don't really get much out of it instead of that, exactly that, and that means so much to hear your feedback. And that it helped and inspired some of you, because that's also what I want with my art. When I watch animation movies, when I watch things like Arcane, I'm so inspired, I'm so excited. I love it so much. It makes me want to create, and I want to have that for you guys with the art that I create as well. I want to inspire and excite you to create things yourself, or to teach you something, or just entertain you.
I thank you for your service, and you've done a wonderful job of doing that, sir. And it's been a pleasure all this time to learn from you.
It's been a pleasure having you too here in the stream.
Yeah, it was really great to be part of it.
Absolutely.
And that you joined the server. Without the server, so much would be different.
Yes, it would. I don't even want to think about what life would be like if I couldn't come back there when I got a boo-boo from the world,
Did you do this entire piece during the stream? I missed the start. Yes, in just 2 hours. That's crazy, right? In Dreams. You could do that nowhere else. You could maybe paint, but still there, it's even slower, I think.
Crooked Vulture says you really capture the style MM intended, I think. I agree. He uses the engine the way it's intended. Every end is also a new beginning.
Pixel Tuner, your creations were so amazing as well.
An absolute walking legend among humans.
Also, one of the examples of how versatile you can use Dreams.
Good point.
So many lovely comments. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
I'm gonna try this. Deinen Enthusiasmus mochte ich haben.
Yeah, almost. That was not bad. Do you want to try it, Sparta?
Right? Deinen Enthusiasmus möchte ich haben.
That was even better.
That was way better. Möchte. Thank you.
Now how you actually say it? Dein Enthusiasmus möchte ich haben.
That's
möchte. It's möchte.
Yeah, I guess like this. In German we have a lot of ch. I think that's the biggest problem for a lot of people, and obviously the extra letters ö. It's ö, möchte.
And the point in the word where the ch occurs makes Americans think we should say it with a k sound, which is why I said it that way. Möchte. Ich
I
habe.
think the biggest difference is like almost every European language says E and E instead of E and I. I think that's one of the biggest differences.
That's a good point. I never thought
what Crisilo says, you wanna give it a try?
about that. Crisilo's mad. He says, now I'll never get to do a stream with you, but that doesn't necessarily...
Wait, no, this
That's
is not
not
the end of
true.
streams, guys. This is not the last ever stream.
Seku's not dying.
Going.
Yeah, I'm not dying, I'm not going anywhere.
No, you should do more of these. It's lovely.
Yeah, and we can invite you next time as well, Crisilo. Maybe Julian as well, and some others of the server.
I'd be happy to like step out anytime that it's scheduled to be me, just so that you can get your dream too, because this has been a dream of mine for a while, and I'm your biggest fan, Seku. Other than all these other great people.
No, but I agree. The streams are definitely a wonderful thing. I also wanted to do it on the YouTube channel this time, so even more of you can see it and join, because obviously the main audience is on YouTube. And it's wonderful to see how many of you actually showed up.
No kidding.
It's really
very
cool.
hard to keep up with, but that's a good feeling, right? When your chat's moving so fast you can't keep up with it. That's a good thing.
Yeah. And also, yes, hard for dreams.
Yeah. Not a rip. I'm glad nobody's putting F's or rips in the chat. That's a good thing.
Yeah, no,
means
we
we
all
all got a
acted a
little bit of
little
hope.
bit like Dream's actually dead and we can't ever use it anymore, but it's still there. We will still be using it. I will still be using it. I will still be making videos and streams. Just gotta see when I find the time for it.
Just shows what happens when you learn something and immediately act on emotion. You can go back to my tweets and see that exact sentiment of how I kind of backpedaled after my first statement. Like, maybe I was a little angry with that one, but yeah, I love you, Meeting Molecule. I know this isn't your fault and that kind of thing. So yeah, we're all feeling it, guys.
You know what's funny? I just looked into the little window of the stream and I wondered for a second, how did I actually do the rift part? And then I just remember that I actually cut it out and that it's just like a pink wall behind it.
That's hilarious.
That's what I mean. It's so hard to focus on everything that I forget almost.
I know. It's almost like overstimulation, right? Maybe we can really do a community thing again. I'd be down, Crizillo says.
Yes, if we do it again, I promise you that I'll do something with it. I'll publish it or make a video. But it was lots of fun anyways.
Absolutely, I had a blast. So glad
Yeah.
I got up early.
Also, Crooked Vulture might be right. You know, even maybe the changes brings the core of the community even closer together. You never know.
I'd say that the core of the community, we're obviously missing some people, but wow, I cannot believe how many great big names we've got today that have come in to say hi.
Yeah, it's
That means
lovely.
a lot.
And who are the other two talking? It's the male is Bad Dreams, part of my server, as well as Spradla, a lovely dreamer who makes very cute stuff. Maybe wait, I'll
we
type
just
it in the
hang
chat. Bad Dreams might be a bit obvious, but Spradla.
Yeah. Oh, look at that! Thank you.
Yeah, maybe it's even a chance at better file management if we're finally allowed to delete our old creations. I would actually be happy about that.
That's true. I mean, we've got things to look forward to, guys, and it's not the end. Nobody died. Although the emotions sure mimicked that.
Just our hopes and dreams.
Yes. No, absolutely not. I think that was the most negative joke I think I've heard you make.
Could you make the stream public? Yes, I will absolutely publish this, yes.
Oh, thank you. Love you, crazy.
Also, a lot of the events that will not take place anymore will maybe be put on by other dreamers. I've seen a few people that seems interested in carry on with the Dreamscom, for example.
Yes, it seems very much that we will have a community-based Dreamscom at least.
Yeah, I've already been in talks with people about Dreamscom, and Dreamsfest is definitely happening, and so is Dreamscom, although it's just going to be a community-led event this time. So the community makes the floor. That's the only difference.
Pixel Tuna says Dreams is not dead, it just has an incurable disease.
It's terminal. And we just have to use our time wisely. That's good.
That makes it even more sad, but because it's true in a way.
Yeah, that one hit something. Like that dart hit a nerve.
Yes, artists are a sensitive bunch in a way, yeah. But artists are amazing, artists are creative, they're usually very open, lovely people, in general creatives, I would say.
And usually if we're being negative, just wait a day. And we'll be back to the manic side of the disease again. Hotaru, thank you for stopping by, and don't worry about being late. We appreciate your support.
See, that was the most American way to pronounce it, I think.
I know, it was awful. It was even a little bit redneck. You're still able to make your creations and view already existing ones? Question mark. Yes.
Yeah.
All the creations on the Dreamiverse will remain.
I think the servers will be up for a few more years, but we never know how long.
Depends on the demand for them, and if we make that demand known, then you never know. Might have them for 5.
Martin, I talked to him as well. He's a bit, obviously, also sad and disappointed, but he's the same. He will obviously just keep continuing using Dreams for personal as well as professional work, just like how I plan to as well.
He's kind of like you. You guys are like machines.
Yeah, fun fact, we also forever wanted to make a scene together and make videos about it, but we are all very busy all the time.
Also, another mainstream dreamer that uses the engine in the intended way with the Flex, which I appreciate.
I would say Martin tries all kinds of things with it as well.
He does, yeah. He goes all over the place with his style, but he's always using Flex. Like, even on his realistic stuff, like, he'll use a splat Flex for, you know, just to give it a little bit of something.
I think that's the interesting way when you actually see traditional artists or other digital artists coming into Dreams. They are instantly using the Flex more.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to think that most of the dreamers always worked against the engine.
Yeah.
I always like the flaky look. It looks very artistic to me.
Painterly. Yeah. I mean, it's people say flecky, and that's like an insult, but if you use them pretty well, and they're not like all the same size of a fleck, like you can tell like a lack of skill versus just a use of flex. You know what I mean? Because there'll be big ones and little ones and different colors, and
I feel like this first song of this playlist also is perfect for the scene.
It is. I feel like the whole playlist has been perfect.
It depends on how you use the flex. Obviously, what we see a lot in Dreams, which I'm also not particularly a fan of, is like people try to be realistic, but they don't exactly know how to do that, and then some inconsistentness comes out of it. Because then they have some realistic textures, but at the same time they have very loose, flaky kind of looking things. And I think it's important to try and make it consistent and decide for something.
Well, judging by all the creations that we can see on Dreams right now, there's so many different styles, and I feel like there's so much possibilities in creating basically whatever you like, in what style you like. And the Flakes, is it not necessarily a bad part of it? It's just some people maybe prefer a more clean look, and that's okay. And that's
all styles are valid, and I understand it. Like that's what I first did when I came in before I started watching your tutorials and stuff. Was like, how do I get rid of this fleck look? Like I just want it to be a clean floor, and then I'll do like a texture on it or something. But later I was like, oh, they are the texture. And then that clicked into place, and then later on we got stickers, and now I'm just in a world of textures. And 3D, painted, whatever, spray painted. Loves me some textures.
Yeah, another thing was the name Dreams. While I love it and I think it's perfect, it is maybe the wrong decision just because of marketing reasons. How do you market Dreams? Just Google Dreams, you will never find this game.
That's true.
You'll find anything but this game.
Problem. Yes.
Unless you add PlayStation to it.
Oh, you know the Japanese name for Dreams is Dreams Universe. That would have worked maybe.
I couldn't come up with a better name because it literally has been my dream to make video games since I was a child.
Bad Dreams?
It literally was my dreams, and so I kind of started identifying that.
You also hear him talking very quiet in the back.
Yeah, something happened with the audio.
Oh, no, dreams are actually dead. That's not true.
Do you hear us, Bad Dreams?
I still have the tank's not empty yet.
Is he actually talking, or is this the stream?
I encourage you guys to take a look at the bigger picture, and if it's not
Dreams Universal.
nobody's going to be mad at you.
Yeah, that's probably how the Japanese pronounce it.
If you see something in dreams that you want to stick around for,
Hello, Bad Dreams? Can somebody tell?
we'll hope to see you.
I love how he's keep talking. Yeah, that's a bit of a failure moment here, but...
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Oh, there you are. What happened?
There you are.
My controller died. What do you think happened? It's always what happens.
You were just quietly talking.
I was talking at the same time. That's funny. I was like in this really heartfelt monologue. Like, I really hope like those of you that can see the value in dreams really do stick around. And da 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 da. Nobody heard it. Never mind.
That was a funny moment, at least.
Yeah. Bad voice dreams. I'm looking at the comments and
yeah, he was recording a whole audiobook in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, and had so much to say too.
Yeah, well, I'm long-winded, and that's just me.
Well, Bad Robo, you see, at least for us artists, I don't know, well, you're making more of the movable scenes, but you can get rid of the noise if you just put up a motion blur, a camera motion blur in a static scene. That's what I did. That's why there's no noise anywhere in the Flakes. It's a little trick that not many people know, but this is how you can get rid of the noise, at least for stills. Obviously, it doesn't work if you move around.
It helps, honestly, if you even move it past 50, like even for moving around, it does help a little bit.
No, you can't even move around with 10. You will notice it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't use near as many this paint as you do, so I guess
You see, right now the camera blur is on 100. If I put this on 0, we see a few noise
gotcha,
everywhere.
yeah.
And if it's on 10, you still see it in a way.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's just where I don't use as much paint as you, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's only for static scenes. But even in other engines, when it comes to a lot of foliage, there often comes quite a bit of noise with it.
Yeah, you can look at the best game and zoom in on that exact image to where you can like start to see it pixelate, and you'll see the noise around the edges of the trees and stuff
By the way,
like
what
that.
about you, Bad Robo? Are you gonna continue creating in Dreams? Obviously, you made some of the most impressive realistic things when we talk about the different things that you can make in Dreams. Are you gonna stick with it, or are you trying out Unreal Engine or something? Yeah, PS5 already made it much better.
I still have not experienced that joyful beauty, but I will very soon, I hope. I'm going for the PC first, though. It's just a necessity. Now that I have money coming in, I can start building my gaming PC.
Yeah, it would be lovely to export it.
I'm just gonna try to take what I know about. Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
So yeah, lots of
the where to go, huh?
Lots of the talented dreamers will jump off and go to Unreal and stuff. And you know, this is understandable. Those are the people who really have the ambition to make something with it, or to eventually dive into the industry in a way.
Yeah, UE5 is the next logical step. It's not only the next logical step, I think it's the first huge leap we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, Unreal Engine is just the future.
I haven't tried it. Is it very intuitive as well, or?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Nothing is labeled the way you would like it to be. Nothing's where you want it to be. Everything you have to look up the tutorial just to find out how to learn how to do.
It has some really cool things. For example, you can take your mouse or your pen and you can draw over the scene, and it creates grass in that way. That's something that's really cool about Unreal Engine, and in that way you can form environments really cool in a cool way.
You can paint entire forests, and that's the way that I mentioned Far Cry earlier. They have a mini UE in Far Cry. It's actually a mini Unity though. It's not UE. But it's the same exact concept. Like all the vegetations are picked from a brush, and you might have a brush that has like a couple pine trees and some shrubs, and you just start painting, and the computer figures out like how much space there should be, so nothing gets repetitive. It's wonderful. Other than that, it's like impossible for me to figure out.
It's just from my understanding, you know, when it came to other engines, they all work with the polygons, and there you also need to look out for how many polygons you have in your scene to not cause FPS drops and stuff. And Unreal Engine kind of solves that problem, that allows you to have much more, because they switched from the classic polygons to triangles and nanites and stuff, and now you can put so much more into a scene and make it more realistic with more triangles and stuff. And that changed now with Unreal 5.
Visual logic is a thing in those, and by just plugging things in together.
Yeah. Yeah, the news is most of us really wanted to see it on PS5.
Well, I see a lot of people who says that even though they might move on to other engines, they will stick around with Dreams as well, because it is very addictive as well.
Yeah,
and just
it will be
fast.
a straight split between those people who really want to do something with their creations or move into the industry or make something with it, and those who just enjoy dreams. I think that will be the cut.
Yeah. Or I think I'm kind of like right on the edge of that blade because I love dreams and I'll always do it, no matter if I have to do it offline and just like pray that my saves are okay. At the same time, I would like to use it as a visualization tool to go up to, uh, you know, startup indie studios and say, hey, look, this is, you know, I can work gameplay into the environment seamlessly and da 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 da, and just show off your specific talents that way through video.
Oh, hey, Spradla?
Mhm.
Okay, it just showed that we had a connection error with you, but it seems fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've always jumped into other things as well. I mean, I'm now with one for a longer time, but I've always used Dreams still, and I'm also more into learning painting as well. But I feel like the problem is, if you want to go to other engines now and try those things, it will be, in a way, very hard because, you know, all the joy that Dreams brought us in the way it was made, you won't have in these other engines, you know? You need to have the goal to create something cool or to make something in a way, and maybe the progression will make you happy as well, but those other programs are just not as playful and artistic, and I think that's maybe where even some people will then be like, okay, it's not really for me after they tried it as well.
Well, you don't
And
have to
that's kind of a
choose.
shame. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you don't have to choose. You can combine it, so you can have sort of fun with dreams, and if you want to make something more professional, you can go to other things as well. So
Yeah,
maybe
that's kind of
using a
my take.
combination and just go for what feels right in the moment.
Yeah, I agree. That's an option.
Depending on time, I mean, some people only have enough like free time to do one or the other, which I get completely. Like now
Yeah.
that it's a 9 to 5 thing for me, it's really rough making time for things. So I completely understand whichever side you fall on, and I will not harbor you any ill will, no matter what you do. Wish you all the best a lot.
Yeah, Womp managed to also build a lovely community. The only thing that bothers me about Womp yet is I just don't like working with a mouse, but once it's there for a tablet for the iPad, then it could be really intuitive as well. But then again, this will be then a really nice option and alternative for 3D modeling. But what about whole landscapes and everything all in once? I think there will never be something like Dreams in that way.
No, not all together in the same package. It really sucks that we have to export this thing to that thing to that thing. Like that really takes some of the joy out of it, right? And like you said, like there's none of that whimsy or kind of cute beauty kind of drawing you in, saying, hey, come play with me. It's a playful thing. It's not a. This isn't intimidating. This is playful. And the other programs just have no version of that whatsoever.
Yeah, the metaverse. I feel like Dreams was the things we see in sci-fi, for example, in Ready Player One. I feel like Dreams was the closest thing to that, in a way.
Yeah.
And thanks, Bad Robo. Glad you liked the scene. And I wish you the best of luck still with your journey on Unreal if you decide to go there. Wish you the best of luck and fun as well. You're a talented creator, so I'm sure you will pick up on it easily. Same for everybody else who's now jumping into other software. I feel like the experience you gathered in Dreams will still help you in a lot of ways. So I don't think any of it was wasted, even if you spend 2,000 hours building a game now that you don't even want to finish, which is obviously very sad and disappointing, but I think the experience that you got from that will help you in many ways still. Dreams has a unique, beautiful innocence and incredible creativity. Yes, definitely.
Well spoken.
It's lovely to talk to you all about this as well. It's good to see the community come together and understand each other with the feelings and thoughts. If 2,000 hours is even enough, yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, tell me about it. Wow.
I mean, I've told it in my video. There's a person who spent over 4,000 hours building an online hub for people with lots
Online
of mini
game waiting for
games.
multiplayer. Oh my
4,000
God,
hours.
that's so sad.
That is just insane. That's so sad.
Yeah, but it was a brave move to create something that wasn't even confirmed.
Wasn't confirmed yet. That's pretty hardcore.
Well, with multiplayer I can understand it because it was said even before Dreams released that it would come.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a promise it will come to that day or that day, but they always talked about it. They always, it was something that we all expected to have.
confirmed.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I consider when they say we're gonna put it in, it's confirmed, right? I mean,
Alex kind of
doesn't-
confirmed it in the beginning, yeah. But that's also where I have my struggles with MM. In the beginning, they were actually very open, giving with facts facts about Dreams and what's to come and features. And in the end, they were not communicating at all anymore, and that was always my struggle with MM. That they were just quiet about anything. And I guess it
think
makes
at a
sense
certain
now,
point
but
they learned. I think they learned what we're learning now and have had to stay quiet. Imagine having to go out and present to the community and show off the community's creations, knowing in the back of your mind what you're about to have to do to them. You know what I mean? Like, that's gotta be, that can't be good for you to walk around with that. And I feel sorry for anybody that's had to live with that knowledge.
yeah,
The
3D
NBA,
printer
whatever.
export was also one of
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah.
Even
I'm
before
excited
Dreams was
for
out.
that. Yeah, I always wanted to make my own toys. I guess I can do that in WOMP now, though, so that's cool.
Well, that's the thing. They were so quiet, and we all thought they would be up to something big in the background. That's why it was
They were.
shocking in a way as well.
It was big. It just wasn't a positive thing.
Field good term is a bit ironic, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that actually makes me angry. I've seen people talk about Dreams that have no idea about it and say, you know, this was the worst idea ever. That was the worst move. Why did Sony even allow this and all of this stuff? And you can just tell they haven't even spent an hour in Dreams. And that it's good that they finally move on and get out a game. You have so many good games from PlayStation Studios. Why can't you make one unique thing, you know?
I try to show it to my nieces and nephews, and to them it's just like a platform with a bunch of crappy games you have to swim to get to the good stuff. That's really the way they look at it.
Yeah, it might have been the most crazy idea, but also the best idea, and they've really done the job, you know?
As far as crazy, I mean, Media Molecules always had the cutting edge crazy concepts for their stuff.
Yeah, Angel Maker WOMP is for free. You don't even need a good PC for it since it's streaming based.
Yeah, I could get a tablet and run it, a cheap tablet.
Yeah, exactly. They should
pre-installed. Yeah.
That was also Mark's vision. Mark was such a big fan of the Commodore, and that was a console where you could play games, but you could also make games. And Mark's vision was that every PlayStation should come for people to be ready to also make games on it, and I think that's wonderful.
I was waiting for that day when they were gonna announce like now Dreams just is built into the PS5 and it's basically our Xbox Live Arcade where talented young developers can come and have a place to actually hone their craft and make money, but have fun.
They should have at least
Express
tried the
yourself.
free PS Plus release. I don't get why they didn't try that before
Oh
giving
my
up.
god, right? Well, they had so many sales, and it's like, dude, I have a confession. I bought the game 3 times, not because I had to. Oh, sorry, making a bunch of noise, but not because I had to, but because I supported this company. Like I believed in this vision, and I don't know. It's like we said, it's bittersweet, but we're gonna keep on, and we're gonna keep our chins up, and
But
hopefully,
it's also a phenomenon though. When I learned about dreams, I was so excited and I told all of my friends, but none of them seemed as excited as I was.
no,
And I found that so weird that no one was really interested in it. And I feel like that's just a thing that is also the reality that there's just not as many creative people who are excited about creating things. And I found that weird.
yeah, dude. You know how many people that I have taught guitar to that quit like after a year anyway, even though they were getting good. Like, I feel like there's an analogy there.
I think a lot of people are put off by the time it takes to make something. I was talking to a friend who was impressed by the concept, but was unwilling to put so much time into it.
I guess it is a commitment.
I will call this
We'll see what
creation the
happens.
joy of dreaming.
Oh, nice, man. That's really what it expresses too. Feels like
Okay.
this could have come on the inside of the box, buddy.
I think let's slowly end the stream with this as well. Since it's almost 3 hours already, and I don't want to put Spreadlow on the edge here.
3 hours?
We can feud one more time, and you guys can get out what you guys want to say. What do you want to say to the community?
I mean, I've pretty much said it all. I've talked way more than anyone else, but I just wish you guys luck, and I hope that whatever you do, it brings you happiness, and that you stay creative, and always follow your dreams.
What
Yeah,
about
I
you?
couldn't have said it better myself. It's been a lovely time to just be in the chat here and in the stream in general, watching you work on the piece of art there, and yeah, I feel like as long as everyone is having fun with dreams, we should just keep doing it. There's no reason to stop.
That's a
I'm not
wonderful
gonna.
message. And yeah, I just want to thank you all so much for coming into the stream, for leaving your thoughts and feelings and all the love for us here and for the channel and for the community and for my art as well. I'm really, really happy about that and all that the community has given me as well, and that I was able to give something back over the years. I would just agree with the both of them as well that, you know, it has been a wonderful time, and if you guys want to continue on that and still have fun with dreams, then just do that, because it will still be here for you to create. And yeah, it's also okay to let out all the feelings we have right now, to be sad and in a way disappointed, but it's also important to move on again, to find the light in things and the positive. And the positive is that we will still have dreams, we will still can have fun with it. We will even get an even better version with dreams until September. And it was already amazing. as we all know.
Yeah.
That robot says, in fact, this character doesn't open the box, she closes it.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's a plot twist.
Whoa, dude. Bruh.
Also, I just realized subconsciously that character looks like Celeste. Do you know Celeste? She looks like exactly like that almost.
Oh, yes, I know Celeste.
Wasn't it my intention,
Of course
but
I do. It's one of the
Yeah.
most beautiful little pixel stories ever told.
yeah, it's an amazing story. But yeah, let's keep it. She opens it, all right? We don't want to close that box yet.
Yeah. Maybe it's trying to close itself, and she's like holding on really tight and pulling it and forcing it. She represents the community trying to keep it alive.
Yeah,
I
all
don't know,
right.
I was trying to find a
Then
middle ground.
thanks again so much for coming in and for all the love. Keep spreading that love. It's very important as well. Keep all the positivity with you. And as I said before, also don't let it out on MM. Not even at Sony, even if they might deserve it, but don't do it. There's still people behind it.
There's a
Just be-
person behind the messages that you're sending, so that you may trigger somebody. So let's all be careful and kind and think about what we say and do before we do it and say it.
Yeah, just be supportive and
Yeah.
ask the right questions.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay then, I guess it's time to end it. We won't close the box, but we will end the stream. So
Yeah,
take
thank you
care,
so much.
everybody. Thank you.
The box is open.
The
For
box
now.
open for all of you.
We'll keep it open.
All right, take care and see you soon with whatever comes
Thank
next.
you.
Keep
See
dreaming.
y'all.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.